Alrighty, CNT120, this is Mr. Brown. We're going to take a look at our Chapter 2 lab. So on our Chapter 2 section of the content page, we're going to scroll down here to the Do area. This is where we have our lab folder. As I open that, we're going to download a copy of the directions. So I would open that and maybe do a file download over here. That way you have this file handy while you're working on the lab. You can open there, you can open. Once this opens, I'll do a file download, and I typically download it and save it as a PDF. That way I have it to reference while I'm doing the lab. So file download, PDF, and then open this up so I have it, and I can scroll through as I'm doing the lab. The next thing I'm going to go forward, actually I'll come back here real quick. Right below the directions is our packet tracer file. So we're going to download this guy. You'll want to open Packet Tracer and then open that file. That usually helps. So when I do that, I have this here. I have my two-site network that we're going to be working with. So there I have the pieces ready to start my lab. I downloaded a copy of the lab. I downloaded a copy of the Packet Tracer file. Now I should be good to go. What we're going to do in this lab is we're going to do some infrastructure. So on our packet tracer, we actually have the option to go do the physical side, the cabling side. So we are actually going to cable the horizontal cabling in this building between the closet and the work area. Once we do that, we'll put the patch cable in the closet to go from the patch panel to the switch. And then we'll go out to the work area and put a patch cable out here between the computer and the wall outlet, the actual outlet that would be on the wall in office. And that should give us full connectivity and network that we can pass data from that computer over to another computer or another site. So we're going to do all the cabling pieces. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do the horizontal cabling. So on our packet tracer file, when I first open it, I see a router, a switch, and some workstations here that aren't connected at the Harrisburg site, if you will. Over here on the other side, I have a router, a switch, a couple servers, a couple computers that aren't connected at the Philadelphia site. And in this link here actually is a fiber optic link connecting the two sites. So kind of like two branches of a company that are connected together. If I go to the physical tab, I see those two sites, the Harrisburg City and the Philadelphia City, connected with this fiber link. I'm going to navigate into the Harrisburg City over here, Harrisburg site. There's the office building. I'm going to open the office building. And you might want to zoom in or out so you can see things better. Here's the actual building showing the blueprint of the building with a couple rooms and so forth, a couple offices. Over here in the corner, we have our two computers in an office and an outlet box on the wall. We are going to start cabling that. So we are going to do the horizontal cabling from the outlet box in the work area to the patch panel in the wiring closet. So to do so, I'm going to zoom in just a little bit. We're going to put that link between the box here and the closet there. So I'm going to pick my connections down here. I'm going to connect this, grab a straight through copper cable, this one right here. I'm going to click on the outlet box, and I want on the punch down side. The jack side is where we would plug a patch cable into from the PC. So we're going to do the punch down side. This is actually the back of the outlet, if you will. We're going to click on there, and we're going to drag this cable up to the closet. I'm going to click on the closet. And then I'm going to navigate in here into the patch panel. So in the rack, we have a couple things. We have a router, switch, power distribution. That's like a power strip. And then my patch panel. So I'm going to go to the patch panel and I'm going to click the first punch down. Again, the jack side is where I would plug a patch cable into. We are terminating the horizontal cabling to the punch down side. So we're literally going punch down to punch down. This is that horizontal cabling installed, behind the walls, and above the ceiling and so forth. So there's the first outlet terminated. Well, I'm going to continue till I do the other three. Punch down 2, scroll up here, click on the closet, navigate to the patch panel, and we're going to do punch down 2. That way we're keeping things organized. 1 to 1, 2 to 2, and we'll do the same thing here with 3. Punch down 3 into the closet, rack, patch panel, punch down 3, and then we're going to do the same thing with 4. That way all 4 of these have been cabled in. Okay, patch panel, punch down 4. I should see 4 lines there. If I zoom in, I would see them. But I see no links on yet because there's no actual data moving across them yet. So there's the horizontal cabling, and that's what these steps here are, the punch down 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's go to the closet now, and we are going to add the patch cables in the closet. So I'm going to click on the closet. When I do, I should start seeing the inside of my closet. Here's a shelf over here. Here's my equipment rack. Here's a table. I'm going to zoom in on the equipment rack. What I see is my power strip. Here's the router for this site. Here's the switch for this site. And then here's the patch panel for this site. When I hold the pointer on it pops up information. So I'm trying to keep away from that right now. We are now going to cable from the patch panel down to the switch with our patch cables. So I'm going to grab a straight through patch cable again. Let me zoom in just a little bit more. I think I'll go one more time. That way you can see it nice and big. There we go. We're going to go from the patch panel port 1 over here, the switch to port 1. So straight through cable into jack 1 and then into port 1 on the switch. You see it says fast Ethernet 0/1. That is port 1. I'm going to do port 2 on the patch panel, jack 2. And I'm going to come over here to switch port 2, which is right below it. Fast Ethernet 0/2. I'm going to do 3. We can come over here to port 3, fast Ethernet 0/3. And I'm going to do port 4. Jack 4 over here to fast Ethernet 0/4. I now have the patch cables in the closet to give these a connection. Okay, that's what we have right here. Now we need to go back to the work area and plug the patch cables in for the PCs that are there. So I'm going to zoom out just a little bit. There's my equipment rack again. I'm going to go back a level, and I'm going to go out into my office. I can zoom in here if I want to. And I'm now going to do a patch cable from each of these PCs into the outlet box that's here. Okay, and I think I tell you to do, we do, which one here? I have you do the laptop into port 1 and then the PC into port 2. It really does not matter, but we'll do laptop into port 1. I'll keep with the directions here. Jack 1, and I'm going to do the PC into jack 2. And now we actually start seeing some triangles come on, indicating we have some kind of link. So now we have actually cabled these PCs in. Let's now look at the network settings and see if we can get these PCs functioning. So we're going to go to the laptop. I'll open up the laptop here. I'm going to go to the desktop. And I'm going to go to the IP configuration. Like it says right here, right now it's set for static. So we are going to check the option or click the option for DHCP. It's actually going to ask for an address, an IP address from the network. And the router is configured to hand out IP addresses. It's configured for DHCP to hand out IP addresses. So this laptop just pulled up an IP from the router, IP subnet mask gateway DNS server. This now should have valid IP addressing in the network to communicate in the network. Excellent. Okay. What we're going to do now, and I think I tell you here, is let's open up a web browser and try to browse to this website. Well, this website is actually, let me show you real quick here. I'm going to go back out to the logical. That, I'm on this laptop here. That website is on this server over here. Okay. That's where that website is. So I'll go back to my physical tab here, back to my laptop. I'll open up my web browser. I'm going to try to open that website. Now the web browser in here just takes a couple seconds to load, so be a little patient. www.cnt.org. I'm going to say go, and again it's going to take just a little bit to open, so be patient. But if we have all the cabling right and all the IP addressing right, we should get a website from that web server. That's what we should be getting. You can do it, little computer. You can do it. There we go. So we now have the web page loaded from that web server. Yay! We have all the connections made. Let's repeat this for the PC now. We're going to go over here to the PC. We'll go to the desktop. We'll do the IP config. We're going to set it for DHCP so it picks up an IP address from the router. It fills that in with a valid IP. We're going to go out here to the browser and we'll try to load that web page as well. If we're able to load the web page, that means all of my layer 1, 2, and 3 is functioning correctly. .org. There we go. Since the laptop kind of found its way, the PC was able to find it a little bit quicker. There we go. So we now have the Harrisburg side cabled. We now are getting valid IP addresses, and we're able to browse through the network to the web server at the Philadelphia side. So I'm going to go back out to the logical tab here real quickly. You see my physical links are in place, and I'm actually able to browse the whole way over to the web server over here. Whoop, whoop. Okay. We're going to repeat this same process for the Philadelphia side. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pause. I'm going to on the next podcast I'll do the Philadelphia side and finish up the lab, this part of the lab.